Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to another Atosi video. This is this TikToker. This TikToker has to pay 1.75 million for stealing someone's husband. Dang, I wonder what happened. Also, was that real? I think I heard that in America, or I'm not sure, maybe it's a state by state thing. I'm not sure. Cheating will be considered a felony, or a felony will be considered illegal because technically marriage is a contract, and if you are cheating or something, you're violating the contract. So is that a real thing? Did it happen already? Is it signed into law, or is it state by state? I don't know, but is that what happened right now with this? I'm not sure, but I guess I'll find out if I stop talking. So let's get into it, and please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
This TikToker just got hit with a $1.75 million judgment for stealing a woman's husband.
A North Carolina woman lost her husband, sued the TikTok star who took him, and won nearly $2 million.
Wow.
How is this real? And why was that woman celebrating and filming that with an iPad? I have so many questions when I first saw this headline, because a TikToker having to pay almost $2 million because someone's husband cheated with her? That doesn't happen every day. And unfortunately, it seems like she didn't even take this lawsuit seriously, because she represented herself, walked into a North Carolina courtroom with zero
she had stuff to say, and she won
after reviewing more than 700 pieces of evidence, including her own TikToks, decide that she was liable for both alienation of affection and criminal conversion, which is the legal phrase for, yeah, you slept with someone's spouse. So it is safe to say we have a wild story here today, which begins with Brene Kennard, known as Life of Brene, a TikTok lifestyle creator with almost 3 million followers. Essentially, she does content for makeup, cooking, mukbangs.
I'm looking for something.
She also, ironically enough, has a couples account with her husband. You know, the relationship that led to this entire lawsuit to begin with. But in 2024, she picked up a brand new hobby: being sued for allegedly destroying someone's marriage. The lawsuit came from Akira Montag, a ex-wife of Brene's now husband.
I was interrupted by an ad, and also, is this blurry? Focus. Okay, so this is the one suing, and this is the one that got sued.
Timothy Montag. And this is interesting because this is the first time I've ever heard anything like this. But North Carolina has a law called alienation of affection. And this is typically filed after a divorce and involves a civil wrong instead of anything criminal. It basically means if you ruin someone's marriage, they can actually bill you for the emotional damages.
Dang.
And fun fact, 6 states currently
she
have
got
this
paid.
law: Hawaii, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, Utah, and North Carolina. And again, because this happened in North Carolina, Akira used this law to sue Brene for $3.5 million. Fast forward to November of 2025, when a Durham County jury delivered its verdict: $1.5 million for alienation of affection and another $250,000 for criminal conversion, bringing the total owed to Akira $1.75 million. And the reaction outside of the courtroom involved a crowd going absolute crazy in celebration. Akira wrapped her arms around her attorney, and supporters shouted in celebration like they've been waiting for this moment all year.
Okay, so wait, I thought the person was representing themselves, but I guess it was the defendant representing themselves. But I don't know, I guess that's how they lost. I don't know. But if there's enough evidence to prove that she stole her man.
It seems like this was basically a Super Bowl win for this crowd. Meanwhile, Brene, out here still acting like her own attorney, stood in the hallway insisting that none of this should have happened to begin with.
And it was nothing but lies.
Brene Montague, who represented herself in court, slammed the verdict, leaving Brene Montague with a hefty bill and no answer on how she'll pay.
I don't know, but she'll probably.
I was wondering that too. Does she make that kind of money? How's she gonna get that money to pay all this?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a little bit late, but let's back up, because This trial was a mess before the ruling came in. Akira's lawsuit painted the picture of a marriage slowly unraveling under the weight of Brené's involvement. She claimed that Brené carried on an affair with her husband and even created TikTok content with him while the two were still married. According to the complaint, Brené openly showed off the relationship online and went as far as posting photos of Akira's kids without permission. And Akira said the public nature of all this caused significant emotional distress and even affected her health. She also accused Brené of engaging in behavior designed to seduce Timothy, and that claim became way hard to dismiss once a jury was shown footage of Brené allegedly twerking on him in the bathroom. And of course, this was posted on her own account. So I mean,
evidence.
come on. So much of the evidence here was posted by Brené. I didn't know about this law.
People always do that. They post all the evidence on they post the evidence themselves, and then like you can use it against them in court. Like even not just this, but people like being dumb in public, like messing with people in public and calling them pranks. You literally are posting the evidence online, and it will be used against you.
Maybe she didn't either, but wow, another day, another TikToker absolutely destroying their life with her own content. Because that one moment of her posting a video of herself twerking on her then husband.
Also random, but if you don't know, I live in Korea. Like during Halloween, me and my friends were walking down the street. Guess who walked by us? Johnny Somali. You know Johnny Somali, that one that I guess he can't leave Korea. We walked by him. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
Essentially just handed that case to them on a silver platter. Come on. It doesn't get more dumb than this. But that, unfortunately, was just the tip of the iceberg, because this trial, I don't even know what to call it. It got disgusting real quick.
Brené's sloppy, freaky ass was f***ing Tim, and she called Akira and Tim's son into the room to bring her some wipes.
Dude, what? What the f*** is wrong with these people? What the f***? What is wrong with these people? Man, I feel so bad for those kids. When it came to the husband, everything just got worse, honestly. Like, I don't know what's wrong with these people. So Timothy, who the husband or ex-husband, he just decided that being way too honest and sharing way too much detail was the way to go, even if it made him look terrible. Because on the stand, he told the court that he never loved Akira and their marriage felt more like they were just roommates. He then explained that he proposed with the cheapest
Why'd you get
ring
married
that he
in
could
first
find
place?
and admitted that he only got married because they needed a place to live and he had 60 days to tie the knot in order to qualify for housing. Again, what is wrong with these people? What is
That's the
wrong with
weirdest
these people?
excuse.
Number one, that is absolutely diabolical. Number two, even if that is true, he could have simply said, hey, the relationship didn't work out. Because that's not lying. Why is he sharing this to the public? But then came Brené's ex-husband, Devin Mayo, who added even more to the case. He testified that he heard Brené and Timothy rekindling their romance back in December of 2023, even though that he and Brené were still married at the time.
Just like, well, what's your definition of rekindle? Because mind you, the conversation
Who is
at
this?
hand is about when he woke up at about 3 a.m., how he
I guess
overheard them talking about rekindling.
was
So she like,
there.
what's your definition of rekindling? And Devin was like, getting back together. She asked again. He said, yeah. She asked if he heard them hunching multiple times and why he ain't say nothing. And Devin was like, listen, I wasn't trying to whoop your ass. All right, he ain't say that, y'all, but he basically was just like, I wasn't confrontational and it's my first relationship, so I didn't know if I was tripping or not. You know what I'm saying?
So both of these people in this new relationship were cheating on their old relationships to get into this new relationship. Again, what is wrong with these people? What the
like, why not just break
these people
up
are
and then
just, what is the word for it? Musty, disgusting, gross, foul, but great content, because at that point it felt like the whole trial was determined to pull in every single person into this.
About it. I believe my client represents a lot of women that have been hurt. And we are here in this great state of North Carolina where they allow you to sue the person that has been a third party in your marriage. She is happy that she received the justice that she deserved.
You're going on the stand, and
That's
you're going on
good.
the stand, and you're going
Get that
on
money.
the stand.
But how's she gonna get the money if the other
Apparently
person doesn't
everyone's been
doesn't have the money to pay?
I always talk about this on this channel, like people doing stupid stuff online and basically snitching on themselves to the police. But now, Showing your affair partner online is also a form of snitching on yourself in court. Because remember, Brene decided to represent herself in court. She had no lawyer and nothing to rely on.
Also, why would she wear that to court?
A ring light personality and way too much faith in herself. And if you're wondering how she did, well, clearly she lost, but it went awful.
The whole time we in court, this is Brene. Correct. And so you knew I was Tim on you, correct? Okay, so then she asked, when did he peep the alleged affair? And that's a direct quote. What was going on allegedly between me and Mr. Montague? That's what the fuck the said. He said that if he addressed the affair, or if he said anything about it, or if he tried to confront her about the issues in the marriage or his suspicions, that it would get turned on him. The bitch was gaslighting him. So then she was like, okay, so you see Miss Montague as your sister, but not close enough to come to her about the affair. Like, were you comfortable enough to talk to her? He was like, yes. So she was like, well, why you didn't tell her? He was like, I didn't want to break up a happy home.
Why wouldn't she hire an attorney? Like, especially when you have this much to lose.
Well, it doesn't matter. She lost. She was gonna lose anyway.
It's time
So
to lock in. And if you don't have the money, that's a good time to actually open a credit card. Because I would much rather pay high interest debt than $1.75
I thought he was about to bite the duck.
million. Like, holy crap, that is insane. But also, I don't know how North Carolina works with, like, is this grounded to any reality of what she makes? Like, does she, is there like a chance?
I'm glad he's asking this, because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, does she make enough money to pay this? And like, is that like her salary or something? Like, she has a lot of money. That's how they came up with the 1.75 million. Because if not, how's she gonna pay all this money?
That she actually has this amount of money here. Because, like, at least in my head, if she's being sued for $3.5 million, she should have the basic finances to defend herself, especially if the judgment was $1.75 million. You would assume that she would have the money to defend herself legally and not by defending herself, you know, by herself. I'm just trying to make it make sense to why she didn't have an attorney here. But also, she seems incredibly ignorant, to put it lightly. And I'm honestly all for believing yourself, but when walking into a courtroom alone means almost $2 million are at stake, that's a completely different story. Akira's attorney, she showed up with the phone company records, photos, text messages, and more than 700 pieces of evidence. And Brene showed up with one main argument. She gave me consent.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
This is why she needed an attorney. She needed an attorney to try to, like, you know, remove most of that evidence. They needed to get
like,
that
where was that
evidence?
evidence? You have a text message?
Throw out of court. That was the only thing that they could do right there. Not go, oh, but she gave me consent. Oh, well, here's 700 pieces of evidence of
against
her
you
doing the thing that I'm suing her for. Wild, diabolical. I can't believe this. This might be one of the dumbest stories I've covered in a long time. I have no idea how Akira will ever collect this. Like, I feel like she has the same odds of collecting money from this woman as Rebecca Schofield trying to collect from the TikTok site.
Not that lady.
I don't think that she's getting her money either. But alienation of affection is a law that requires a few things to be proven. That the marriage was loving, that the love was destroyed, and that a third person caused the damage. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why Timothy over here was like, I never loved her. I got her the cheapest ring possible. It was like a situationship that felt like being roommates. Now it makes sense. Okay, that was a strategy, and the court, I guess, saw right through that. Oh boy, they should have just hired a lawyer.
Oh, he was saying all that just to act like it wasn't a real marriage or something. Like the defendant wasn't she didn't do anything wrong because it wasn't a real marriage. Is that what he's trying to get at?
Wrong with these people. But that's one of the charges, and unfortunately criminal conversion is even simpler. It just means that you slept with someone else's spouse, period. North Carolina, again, is one of those few states that still use these laws, and they enforce them like it's high stakes competition. This whole situation is kind of the story that makes you rethink every soft launch of a relationship on social media. TLDR, even if you're not in these 6 states, don't cheat on your spouse and don't knowingly help someone cheat.
Like,
with
just
you.
break up
How
if
do
you want to be with someone else. I don't understand why you can't do that.
How do you describe that? Don't knowingly let someone else cheat on their spouse
these fingers
with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially if you're in one of those 6 states that I mentioned earlier, because you will get absolutely tactical nuked by the legal system if you do so. But more than anything though, this case is just a perfect example of how influencer culture creates its own paper trail. Because I guess you could lie on TikTok, Instagram, and live streams, but screenshots, call logs, and your own videos do not lie. So that's the $1.75 million saga of life for Brene. But please let me know what you think.
Okay, so that's the end of the video, but where is she getting this money to pay for it? And also, if you do sue someone and you win and they don't have enough money to pay for this, like, do you actually really win? Because how are you going to get your money that you legally are supposed to get, but the other person doesn't have the money to pay for it? So how are you going to get that money? Like, on paper, it sounds like a lot, but if they don't have the money to pay for it, then you're not going to get that money, right? I don't know. How does that work? I don't know. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you could check out my first channel, SEKSHI. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.